Are we on?
You're on in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Good evening, class. This is Levi Peterson III, MBA student for Economics 561 in Dr. Etta Egbe's class. Dr. Egbe has advised us that we are able to be as creative as possible with this presentation for week 6. And I want to start out by telling you that this is going to be a business proposal for LP3 Energy's commercial expansion. You know, a philosopher once said that you're either a part of the problem or a part of the solution. And Demosthenes also said that we believe what we want to believe. The purpose of this proposal is to identify reasons for LP3 Energy's expansion of the commercial market. And this presentation is being made to a group of investors and to the Small Business Administration. I need to give credits to Barry White and to Down to the Bone for the background music. This is Economics with Jazz. So let's talk about pricing strategies for commercial accounts. They will be commensurate with the guidelines set forth by the Public Utility Commission and conservative enough to be competitive, but aggressive enough to be profitable. Non-pricing strategies include a personal touch, perhaps never before witnessed by an energy service provider. Each client will have a personal cell phone number and an email address for a representative that they will be able to communicate an issue, challenge, question, or concern to. Also, remembering what's most important to clients will be of paramount importance, thus birthday, special occasion, and anniversary cards will be sent to clients to remind them of the importance of customer service. The prevailing economic conditions, which are prime for business expansion with the right opportunity, but bleak overall, and is reason to proceed with caution. The threat of the U.S. using its AAA credit rating has been a nemesis for quite some time and has been impacted by the market, but fortunately not in disastrous portions at the time of the creation of this proposal. Planning and operating decisions for LP3 Energy will move forward as planned because energy is a recession-proof industry. Some stalwarts contend that currently we're in a recession, but most economists hold that the recession ended the third quarter of 2010. Considering projected credit market conditions, particularly in Greece and Spain, expansion to Europe at this time is not an option, but LP3 Energy does intend on expanding internationally, but to countries more provincial to the United States. According to a recent Wall Street Journal, the corporation that backs LP3 Energy is the largest energy network marketing corporation in the world. Estimates of evolving international conditions such as the activity of the World Bank, the International Monetary Fund, and the LIBOR, which is the London Interbank Offer Rate, and somewhat commensurate with the prime rate. A driver of credit around the world must be monitored. Speculators have said that so goes Tokyo or Shanghai, so goes Wall Street. To reinforce how fragile the national and international economic outlook is, the CEO of PIMCO, which is the world's largest fund, announced Sunday, July 31st, on This Week with Christian Amanpour, that even if the debt ceiling is indeed increased, it will do nothing to restore household and corporate confidence. Unemployment will be higher than it would have been otherwise, growth will be lower than it would have been otherwise, and inequality will be worse than it would have been otherwise. The rest of the world is watching, and this will do very little to reduce the concern the rest of the world has. The previous condition is tantamount to a discussion the facilitator of this class provided in week 4. The facilitator discussed how 1.5% of the $1 trillion GDP, of the $16 trillion GDP, was less than 10%, and there's no need for alarm. Facilitator also discussed how elderly people may have to experience cutbacks in their services if portions of the cutbacks are approved and enacted. What an odd paradox, considering General Electric, Bank of America, and Exxon experienced multi-billion-dollar profits in quarters of 2010, but pay no income tax. If you recall the quote earlier, "We believe what we want to believe," it will immediately tether to these facts presented but not registered in the minds of many observers. This is the same phenomenon which eluded many observers regarding the 2009-2010 Bush-Obama stimulus packages, which literally saved the economy. For casual observers who do not follow historical economics and do not quite grasp the concepts of 25% unemployment, which occurred in 1929, runs on in dissolving of banks, bonds, funds, and every type of monetary derivative imaginable. President Hoover chose to do nothing, and the result was the Great Depression. The U.S. is most fortunate that Presidents Bush and Obama did not buy into no company too big to fail. The wave that swept the country, and they did the right thing to avert a depression that would have dwarfed the Great Depression in magnitude and impact. LP3 Energy has a great opportunity to make a difference in the local economy on a micro level, and a difference in the state economy, national, and someday the world economies on a macro level. This is what I meant earlier by you can either be a part of the problem or a part of the solution. The problem is a current national employment rate of 9.2%. If LP3 Energy could garner just 1% of the approximately 750,000 small business electricity service accounts in Texas, it could generate close to $200,000 per month. Opportunities for many to earn income would be created, which would have a minuscule but a verifiable impact on the unemployment rate. Again, being a part of the solution and not being a part of the problem. A man was walking along a beach one day and throwing starfish in the sea. Another man approached him and said that, "What are you doing? Why are you throwing starfish in the ocean? There must be thousands of starfish out there. It's not going to make a difference." The man turned around and said, "It just made a difference to that one that I just threw in the water." The income earned by new members to LP3 Energy would be pumped into the economy and represent spending, which is and always has been the driving force of the economy. LP3 Energy also has a philanthropic approach to its business, which is to help as many people as it can for as long as it can. The owner, founder, and CEO of LP3 Energy is proud to be an American and grateful for the opportunity granted to be able to start a business. The owner realizes that in many other countries, specifically those that are socialistic, this opportunity would not have manifested nor availed itself. Many differences are made regarding the current president being socialistic, but these comparisons are perhaps more Demosthenes projections, the "we believe what we want to believe" syndrome again. The owner of LP3 Energy lived and worked for a socialistic country in a socialistic country, albeit for only a few weeks, but enough to say firsthand that the utilities were owned, operated, and funded by the government. There is no competition, let alone deregulation. The owner wishes now for this proposal to be understood and justified in the interest of securing funding for expansion. Thanks for your attention, and have a great night.